I'm Michael James. I'm talking with Dick Simpson, former alderman and a political commentator, writer, and professor. Let's talk finally a little bit about elections and politics here from the local to the state level. We have a lot of new people entering races. We talked a little bit about Tom Dresser. Let's talk about the Senate race. Let's talk about any races that you care to comment on. We got Andrea Aurelia getting in there for assessor.
I think that's maybe the most exciting one. Andrea Aurelia, who still desperately needs help in getting enough petition signatures. That's the only downfall. She's actually going to be able to raise some money and run a good campaign. She would be an excellent assessor. The problem is she's running against Joseph Berrios, who is the party chairman for the Democratic Party of Cook County. He has been on the Board of Tax Appeals, generally is seen as favoring, what shall I say, developers.
Definitely.
Giving a lot of tax breaks to the Eddie Burkes and other lawyers like Michael Madigan and Eddie Burke who appear before him. It would be a wonderful race even to talk about the way we do assessment and the problems. Andrea Aurelia led the fight to get the property tax cap of 7%. Which is now evaporated. So she's been a long-time person in this area. It's just not clear, are there enough supporters to get her on the ballot and run her campaign? It's not a matter of issues. It's not even a matter of money. It's whether or not there's enough power still in the populace to do it.
Foot soldier movement.
Yeah.
What about the Senate race? We hear a lot about Mark Kirk, who is like a chameleon. I have to say a little bit. He'll take a position that makes him look better than he probably is. We have a number of people in the Democratic Party going to run. What's your take on all that?
Well, on the Republican side, the most articulate challenger who makes the best speech, we had 3 or 4 of the U.S. Senate candidates from the Republican side at the National Student Interest Convention yesterday. Andy Martin gives a very good stem-winding speech. He's a former college professor. He is Republican. And I think if he can get to the debate side, he can give Mark Kirk a fit. It's, again, a question of whether there's enough support for him. On the Democratic side, the new entry that's the most exciting is David Hoffman, who was the City of Chicago Inspector General. Giulius has the most money, although he doesn't have all of it. Hoffman has quite a bit. It's a question of whether Hoffman can adjust to being a campaigner. He has worked as a staff member in the U.S. Senate. He's been a U.S. attorney, assistant attorney in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and he's been an outstanding Inspector General. But can he translate that into being a top campaigner?
He was also clerk for the Supreme Court, I think.
Yes, he's had a variety of experience.
What is your take on how Obama will handle that race? I mean, there was some talk about, because he and Julius played some basketball together, and Julius was a guest on this show a few years back when he was running for his current position. What do you think Obama will do on this? Now that he's starting to get involved in some state races, such as in New York's governor's race.
Mostly, I think he's going to stay out of the races. He is involved in the New York race, but I'm not sure if he did make a choice, he would go with Julius, who is a friend, and it was important in giving him respite during the presidential campaign with the basketball games, and was an early supporter and raised a lot of money. He has very strong support, Julius, in the Greek community and in the banking community, so he's really able to pull in the bucks.
Dick Simpson, I want to thank you for coming on Live from the Heartland. And we could keep going, but I've got 2 other guests that I'm going to bring up here, and I'll look forward to following your career, seeing you, and having you appear one other time, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times on Live from the Heartland.